What'd you sacrifice? You didn't sacrifice anything. Nothing. Zero. Nada. You're still going home to your big house. All your millions are still in there. You might have trucked off your football career, but that's your fault. You didn't sacrifice it for the right reasons. You took a knee. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it may be, and wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in to the Black and White Show. I am PC. I am the white half of the Black and White Show, as you can see. Today, I'm going to touch on a little topic that is quite hot nowadays. Colin Kaepernick and the kneeling situation in the NFL, or lack of standing. I have a few opinions on that. I know that people have not necessarily disagreed, but they feel that Colin Kaepernick still did the right thing by taking a knee. I strongly disagree with that. Colin Kaepernick has a good point. I mean, beyond a good point. He is upset with, I'd say, a few, compared to how many law enforcement we have in this nation, with a few ignorant, ridiculous, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it, racist officers that have unjustly, I guess you could say, committed murder, shooting kids in the back or shooting them without just cause. Now, got people a little stirred up, especially the black community. It's happened more than once. It happened quite a few times, and Colin Kaepernick decided to address the issue, but without addressing the issue directly. So he takes a knee. Apparently he took a knee and nobody really saw it. And then I guess it got noticed a week or two later. And then it just, stirred up the hornet's nest. And my belief with that is that he did not have to take a knee to get the attention that he wanted from the issue that's going on. Excuse me. He says that, what was his quote? Let me read his quote to you. I'm sure most of you have heard it. I am not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color. The United States does not oppress black people. Are there people in the United States that are racist? Yes. There are people everywhere that are racist. You can go to another country. You can go to France. I guarantee you can find one person that doesn't like blacks. Okay? So the fact that there's going to be racism in this country, I'm sorry, but it's going to happen. It's going to be around probably until we all get off this earth. It's just not going to happen. We don't have a magic wand that can say, hey, everybody love each other. But the fact that he thinks that the United States oppresses black people, that's not true. If blacks were oppressed, he would not be in the situation he is or was. He wouldn't have the amount of money that he has. He would not be able to play in the NFL. Blacks would probably rarely come out of the house after 5 o'clock at night if oppression is what he really thinks is going on. Because oppression, I think people that have lived in the 50s and earlier than that, let's go back to 1861, right in the heart of the middle of the Civil War. That is pretty much oppression. When you can walk down any dirt road or whatever and see, a young black kid hanging from a tree and nobody do anything about it. When you could be a white person and just walk up to a black person and murder him and nobody do anything, you wouldn't go to jail. That, I think, is oppression. Right now, we have issues that have gone on from law enforcement that upset the black community, which it should. But oppression is the wrong word that Colin should have used. He definitely has not been oppressed. I don't believe I've been oppressed. I have a sister and a mom and a brother. They have not complained about being oppressed in the United States. And let's be honest, Colin, you can go back to Africa. There are blacks in Africa that don't like black Americans. They say they're not really black. So your point about the oppression of black people and people of color in the United States is, I don't think you thought too hard on this topic. You said you talked to your mom and your dad or whatever, you talked to your parents, your family about it, about taking the knee. Personally, I think your parents are buffoons too, because the flag has nothing to do with the issue of some ignorant law enforcement agencies or law enforcement people. It just doesn't. The country that they live in just happens to be where they stay. It's not, the country doesn't go around oppressing people. Have you ever gone around and just looked around neighborhoods and cities and whatnot and flown to different parts of the United States and seen black people getting whipped, shot at, and everything? No, you have not. It doesn't happen. It's not, we don't get oppressed. Minorities don't get oppressed. There are people around this country that will not accept the black race or Hispanic race or Asian race or whatever, but there are far and few between as compared to the good people that are in this country. There will be some people, you might get a job. You might be held back a little bit because that particular person at that job did not like minorities or people of color. So that particular person is oppressing that particular black or minority person. They're not oppressing the whole black community in the country. And if it's only one dude at that time, I mean, it's called racism is what it's called. But oppression is a bad word to use. You disrespecting a flag like that, to me, is disrespecting everybody in the United States. And blacks, whites, Asians, who's ever a United States citizen, that's who that flag represents. It doesn't represent the United States and all the evil things that happen in the United States. Do you understand that? And I don't think you do. Because if you really actually sat down and thought about it, these things should have ran through your mind. But the real story, I think, was you got bitter because you weren't playing anymore and you were pouting. You said, oh, I'm not going to stand. My coach doesn't play me anymore. So you took a knee and somebody saw your reporter and said, Colin, what's going on with that? Why aren't you playing? Why aren't you taking that? Why aren't you standing up for the flag? Well, because my coach wasn't. Mean because those black guys got shot by cops? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's why I took a knee. And all of a sudden you just changed. That's why I'm taking a knee. Obviously, that's probably not why you did it, but it doesn't seem that you really thought a lot about this. We have black gangs in America that shoot each other daily. I don't see you in Compton. I don't see you in Pasadena. I don't see you out there trying to stop the violence between blacks and blacks. I don't even see you back in wherever these states that this happened. I don't see you back there picketing. Real people that picket and are against something, they get out in front of that place or in front of that person's house, wherever, and they picket. They get a little piece of wood, put that, construction board paper you get on when you're in school, and write whatever they want to write on there. And they go around and around for hours. You've done nothing like that. Your donations don't bring back these kids or these men that got shot. It just doesn't. It doesn't remove that person from his position of power as law enforcement. None of that helps. That's great that you helped out those charities, but that's not the cause you said you were upset about. That's why you were taking a knee. So you doing that, to me, that's all smoke. It's all BS. You've done nothing. Absolutely nothing. You haven't even spoke. And you have the means to get to wherever these places are where these incidences have happened, and you haven't done it. You're not playing football anymore, so you might as well do something right. You sitting there, Nike, what'd you sacrifice? You didn't sacrifice anything. Nothing. Zero. Nada. You're still going home to your big house. All your millions are still in there. You might have trucked off your football career, but that's your fault. You didn't sacrifice it for the right reasons. You took a knee, which you didn't have to do. You were an NFL quarterback. You could have went to any sports outlet. ESPN would have gladly had you on the show. If you don't think that would have caused up a stir, it would have. But you taking a knee did quite the opposite. Do you see anybody really talking about the real issue at hand? No, they're talking about you taking a knee against the flag. All that stuff that happened has taken a back seat. So you didn't really do anything positive, if you ask me. Nothing. You helped out a couple of charities with your money. Great. And that's great. Other than that, until I see you actually lobbying to try to get these people removed from their position or to try to get the police chief fired wherever these things happened, then you haven't done anything. You haven't written a letter. You haven't hired a private investigator. Anything. Nothing like that to help out the actual cause you say is happening in this United States. The oppression. God forbid, I don't want to walk outside and get whipped. We're being oppressed over here. Oh, dude, that knee taking stuff is pretty powerful, isn't it? Dude, you're a dork. That is not going to do anything. So you have to actually make moves to get these people removed from their position. And you haven't done anything like that. A knee does nothing. Those people are still working, still can do whatever they want to do. Your charity donations, as nice as they might have been, those don't do anything either. And you being Colin Kaepernick, everybody knows who you are now, take your behind back to these places and you start getting people around there to picket. If you want, I'll go with you. Pay for my plane ticket. You know? I got good friends that are in law enforcement and that have never, ever reacted the way some of these other idiots have acted. And there's so many law enforcement across the United States, the select few that have acted like idiots, you know, unfortunately, they can slip, you know, and get into a uniform and act like that. And that's why you have to go address these particular departments where these people work at and address that issue directly. Not with the knee, not with being silent, but speaking up. Go on ESPN now and speak up. Do something. You're not doing anything. All right? Stand the heck back up. Be proud of America. Or, guess what? Leave. If it's so bad, beat it. See how happy you are in Africa or France or, you know, Italy, Spain. Then you tell me if nobody over there treats you bad. If they say, oh, we love black people. Everybody here loves blacks. Nobody's mean towards blacks over here. You're wrong, dude. Unfortunately, people like that are everywhere. And vice versa. It's just the way the world is. But is the world a lot better than it used to be? A ton. Oppression does not put a black man in the White House, son. Just doesn't ever do it. Does not put Oprah Winfrey as the richest woman in the world. Doesn't do it. Think, Colin. And tell your parents to think too. I'm out.